It's another beautiful day, my powerful MVP family. Welcome back to another video. This is your girl, Miss Bev. And first and foremost, before I start talking to my new friend, DaddyGargon, it sounds different when I say it than when I read it. But if I start talking to you about apologies, let me first say thank you. Whoa, it's so windy here today. The sea's rough, so it's pushing. So it's pushing a lot of wind up this way. Let me just say welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. As you come, I'm just asking that you spend some time to focus on the playlists. There's a lot going on there. Focus on the community page, guys, because on this channel, we encourage, we uplift, we empower. And so, get over to the community page and just feel absolutely empowered. For those of you who feel like things are so bad, you feel a little hopeless, don't lose hope. Go over to the community page, and Miss Bev has something there to just give you that oomph you need to continue going on. So today I just want to speak with my new friend DaddyGargon. I want him to understand how it is on this page. I want you, I respect you. You are in your 70s, you say you're 70 years old. 70 years old is no puppy. You have lived life, you have garnered much experience, and you should have garnered wisdom as well. Wisdom in that, you can discern things and you can be a true leader for those who will look up to you. You call me a young girl. I'm not a young girl. I'm 65 years old. I'm right there behind you. So, again, as we get older, we have to become wiser. We have to be able to use our God-given common senses. We have to be good to people, and we have to pull people up. And so as you come to my channel, and I was excited to see you on my channel, I just want us to have a talk. Because one of the things that you started out with some positive words, but then you came back at me and you wanted me to apologize. So I want to explain to you what apology means. Because apology is not just opening your mouth and say the word and it means anything. Apology has to have meaning. Apology must come from the heart. Apology must be something naturally done. So if your wife comes in and accuses you of moving her tablet from where it was, and now she can't find it, and it has to be you who move it, and now she can't subscribe to Miss Bev's channel. But then she walks in the bathroom and saw that she was in there watching and left it in there. Then when she comes to you because you have been frustrated because you're telling her I didn't touch it, but she insists that you touched it. When she comes to you and she says, "My dear, I'm so sorry," that is genuine. When people are telling you to apologize, it's not how it works. People must see the reason that they need to apologize. When I'm in the classroom and my students act the fool and parents has to come in, and we sit in a meeting and the parents are telling the kids, "Apologize to her," I says, "No, thank you." If the child did something wrong, he or she is old enough, a sixth grader is old enough to know when he or she did something wrong, and it's up to them to apologize to me. That apology will be accepted. It will be appreciated because it came from them, not somebody pushing them to apologize to me, not somebody telling them when they know in their heart that they meant what they did, they meant what they said. Nobody should be telling somebody to apologize. So when we want to build relationships, we have to understand how it works. When you look at a situation, I'm going to draw an inference for you, sir, because we're talking today. You say you want to promote my channel on your space because you like what you hear, you like this, you like that. Now, if you truly like it, when I finish talking to you today, then you'll do that. I want to grow, but I want to grow in a positive way. Because if you watch the videos on this side, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the videos on this side. If you're passing by a space with dry trash and all kind of stuff, you're smoking a cigarette, you flick the end of that cigarette, we call it the butt, out there in that space, and that space caught fire. And the wind comes and it takes that fire and it burns down acres. It takes out people's homes. It did a lot of damage. Who you think they're going to come to? Who you think they're going to blame? Who you think they're going to blame for starting for that fire? Are they going to blame the wind for spreading it? No, they're going to blame you who started it. So when we speak sweet words, then negative words don't have to follow. When we uplift and we support, negative doesn't follow. And it's the negative, the empowering negatives, that a lot of times does the damage. So if somebody is called out because they started something, why is it you're coming over here to tell me to apologize? You have your other friend who claimed, I am subscribed to both channels. And you have the other friend who came over and said, never seen me, never. And she said she did nothing wrong. But if somebody is saying that this person, this is what his brand is, and here you come charging for something, and that's not the brand over here that is giving and doing, what exactly are you saying? Why is it that we cannot just look back and look at things without the prejudice and say, oh boy, you know, I might not have said da-da-da-da-da-da, but I implied that da-da-da-da-da-da, and I shouldn't have. And so, let me be quiet. Instead of people coming over without looking at the big picture. The first one I referenced, mind you, I am on the channel. I am part of it. I listened to her videos when she talked about going to the office. Remember what she said in that video? The manager was helping somebody to get to the hospital, but her need was great, and she told her didn't have nothing to do with her. Maybe I'm misquoting, but I'm just saying. There was no patience, there was no empathy. When she came back out again, remember, she's very enthusiastic. I loved her enthusiasm. I love her passion. When she came back out, remember, she spoke about at her job where clothes was in the machine, and she went all the way out to call back somebody who was getting into their car to leave, to tell them they left clothes in the machine. Is that what you would have done, sir? Because I wouldn't have done that. When I went to America in the 80s, I started out doing home care. And I did 7 nights a week because, as I said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go clubbing. I'm boring. I fix myself and my blessings into other avenues. And if I go in, and even if I go to work, I took care of patients. I worked as a home health aide. That's where I started when I went to America. $3.35 an hour. But I did it, and I did it with pride. And many times nurses came in and I said, what you doing here? You need to go do nursing. You need to go do nursing. You need to go back to school. You need to go. But when I went, I needed to start somewhere. And so I wasn't ashamed to carry my grass. I carried it, and I carried it until I was able to build. I use it as my stepping stone, and I built. But if I go in and the client didn't get dinner, or the client wasn't in pajama, or whatever was, I just did it. I never made it into a big thing. I just did it. But everybody is who they are. We're all unique. Our experiences are different. and we react to things differently. Another video that your friend that you're telling me to go apologize to, another video she did was at that same job. I didn't go try to see. She came in a public arena, and she spoke about what her boss said to her about being a negative person. Mind you, there are some things we put on and some things we don't, right? So you're painting these pictures and people are out there supporting you instead of saying, you know, there's other ways to look at things, you know, so and so and so. But they're pumping the fire. I would call the wind is knocking over myself. I wouldn't call that friends. Friends encourage friends to do the right things. Friends talk to friends when they are wrong. They should have a backbone and they should say, look back at the situation. Let's look at it from this angle. That's what a good friend does. A good friend doesn't encourage and empower people to do wrong or to feel good when they do wrong. If you are a true friend, you say, wait a minute, let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at what we have here. And we dissect it and we guide. That's what we should do, sir. Again, I say you came to the channel. You left a lot of comments. I tried to reach out to you yesterday, but there's no email. There was nothing. So I came to this forum to talk with you. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking with you. I respect you as a human being. So I'm not putting you down. We're just talking. And I want you to watch the entire video because I have a poem that I'm going to share. I've shared it on my platform often. If you look in my poetry list, playlist, you will see it there. So both comes and they say, oh, and they send, and not, they didn't send, but you, I'm talking to you. Others who came and they talk and they, I respect people. I do respect people. I don't put people down. I uplift and I serve. I uplift and I serve the needy, those who are in need. That's my calling. That's my middle name. So, when you came out and you told me to go apologize, I was disappointed in you. People look up to you, and you have to be like you talk about your powerhouse, Master Colas Smith. You see what he stands for. Whether you love it or you like it, he stands for something. Because you see, when we stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything. Remember that. When we stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything because we look at emotions and we play to emotions instead of standing up for what is right. As I said, I respect you. But I want you to know that at 70, for the wealth of wisdom that you have and all of the great things in you, I want to see you shining positive lights. I want to see you as a channel I can share and invite my children to come over and watch you because they can learn something powerful from you because you have it. I don't want you to sit there standing on nothing and so you become emotional and you're easily led. I want you to be able to look at things. And when you come to say to me, Miss Beverly, teacher, you call me, I appreciate that. That's so, nobody called me teacher before, you know. It's like, Miss Bev, but here you are, you call me teacher. And it feels good because I've taught for so many years. So I want you to be part of my YouTube family. I want you to be part of the MBP family. But I also want you to understand what the MBP family stands for. On this MBP, on this channel, this family, this is what we do. We support, we serve, we encourage, and we uplift. I can repeat that. Over here on this MBP family, we might not get thousands of views, we might not get da-da-da, but over here, we encourage, we empower, we serve those who are in need, and we uplift. Check out the community page again, and you'll see why every day there's something there to remind you, something there to give you that feeling of empowerment. On this one-stop shop, I call it a one-stop shop because, as I said, if you get a chance to go through my playlist, you're going to see a long playlist where we fed the needy, where we built a soup kitchen. I called it the Blessing Soup Kitchen because it was for the almost 2 years that we fed the people who we fed, the needy in that community in Sunderland, St. James. It has been a blessing. When I started this thing, I spoke to my friend there, and she started out, and she reached out to me, and we spoke, and she was going out. I said, get up, man. Things are not all gloom and doom. I said, go out in the community. There, you do a lot already there. You have your people that you would go out and share what you have with. Put it on camera. There might be somebody out there who wants to help as well. And she listened. Because she was going through a phase in her life, as she said, she was ready to give up. She was done. But God sent me to her in time when my aunt passed away during COVID, and her sister was on when we did the service. Her sister was there on Zoom, and she saw me, and she reached out, and connections were made again, and she told me her sister has a channel. I went, I checked out the channel, and I didn't sit back and laugh. Oh my God, what the hell is this? And oh my God, no. And often if you get to watch her videos, go over there and check her out, Life with Bev Brown. Go support her. And oftentimes she would tell you, I was at my wit's end and Miss Bev came and says, get up. Get out there. I said, if you see the guineas on the tree, go video them. Somebody will like it. And she did. And she started growing. And when I reached out to her and I said, would you be willing, if I send the funds, would you be willing to start a little soup kitchen to feed the needy ones in your community? And right away she sent back and she said, she took a video for pots and pans. She didn't have a kitchen. Let me tell you, I'm talking to you because I want you to understand what this channel is about. She didn't have a kitchen. It was a little living room space with that couch and her little thing there. And then down in the corner was her fridge, and next to the fridge was a stove. That was it, and the bedroom was behind there. And right away she showed me she had the pots, the pans. She needed a cylinder of gas, and she needed the food. I budgeted in my salary $300 for the monthly food, and when the gas was needed to supplement those things. And we started a blessed movement in that community. So that's one thing about the Blessing Soup Kitchen. We didn't sit and we didn't, put down, and we made sure people, as much as we could have done, we got it done. You know what my MBP family did when we decided we want to have a kitchen because she didn't have a kitchen? They jumped on board with me, and together we build and build. And we spent more than $1 million Jamaican dollars to build up that place because it was a gully, and we had to build up the gully to meet the level of the house. And it was a shocker for me. I didn't expect it. So it cost me a pretty penny. But my MBP family, they were on board. My MBP family from the UK, Sister Ernestine and Lady K, they were on board. That even when the kitchen was done, Miss Ruby, she shipped barrels. And all those who supported, I don't want to start calling names, my children, my husband, my family, my sister, my brother, my niece. Oh, listen, man, we all supported. My aunt, right here in Jamaica, oh boy, they all came on board, and together we got it done. We built a bathroom, and the UK family continued to give. So their giving was helping me to help with the feeding of these people in that community. So I'm just giving you a history. The videos are all there. You'll see cooking going on. You'll see foods shared out. This lady, she cooked with so much love, so much love. The way how she set up the foods for those who were in need. You'd never believe that the people she was feeding are people who didn't have much of anything. And I appreciate her for that. And again, I say, guys, those of you who are new to my channel, go over and support her. Give her some watch hours so she can become monetized. She has the 1,000+ subscribers, but she needs the oomph to get to the hours so she can be monetized. Please, I'm asking you, go over and support Life with Bev Brown. And we continue to build. And when one of the little old men there needed a space and there was some support going on, then the support stopped. And I was visiting Jamaica, and we went there and we realized that there were things needed, doors and windows and other things were needed. I didn't sit back and say, oh, well, this wasn't my project. I jumped right on board and we got everything we needed to finish. Everything needed to finish up so the little old man could have a space where he wasn't getting wet from the rain, where Duck Hans wasn't sleeping right next to him. So I'm not tooting my own horn, because if I was tooting my own horn, I couldn't finish this video in this one day. I'm not talking about what I do personally. I'm talking about what takes place on this platform. So we had the soup kitchen, and we fed people. We helped the little old man. We have done so much. I retired and I'm home. Yeah, I'm a returning resident. I'm home. But when I came, I didn't just sit back and say, well, I'm retired, I'm on a fixed income, I can't do this, my little money is for me. You talk to many people and you wonder why they can't progress. But it's because it's all about them. They make me work too hard for what me have. Me can't take it in a body. Me this, me that. I don't want a lot. I don't want a lot. I just want enough to sustain. And not just sustain me, but enough that I can give back a bread to somebody. When I'm coming here on a day, and the day before I got a message, can you keep this little kid? She's an orphan. Her mom died, her dad died, and somebody decided she wants to adopt her, and she's been to maybe 2 or 3 homes. And so she has been through, some little rough patches. And I didn't hesitate. I didn't look at the fact that, oh my God, I'm coming home to relax. Oh my God. No, right away I said, yeah, bring her. And she came in and I reached out. I got her registered for school, got all her books, just loving up on this kid because she deserves to be loved. And I reach out right here on this platform again. And I talk about my little one. I come home on a fixed income. It doesn't matter what is where and where it's not or what have you. I came home on a fixed income. And you know what these people on this platform did? They didn't talk about me like a dog. They didn't push me down. They didn't say, oh, if you couldn't manage, then you shouldn't take her in. You know what they did? They went to bat, and right away they hit up my CashApp, they hit up my PayPal, they hit up my Zelle, and they donated. They donated. And as I say, my family always supported. We had enough because I hired a bus that picks her up at home and takes her to school and brings her back safely home to me from school. We had to pay for that. I make sure she has hot lunch every single day for school. So for the bus, $3,000 every Friday, every week. For hot lunch was $2,000. And for after school, because she came to me a non-reader, she couldn't read CAT. So after school, $1,200, $6,200 per week here in Jamaica. But this platform came through and they helped. This platform came through. They didn't put down, they helped. And what they did, what they helped with, was able to take her for I think 3 or 4 months. When that ended, one of my daughters, I have twin daughters, one of them, she said, Mommy, oh, wait a minute. Funds need to come to help with another maybe 3 months. She didn't hesitate. I didn't ask. God sent her. And she sent enough to help bring her to another 3 months. And when those 3 months ended, she sent again. So for the 10 months of school, this platform, because my children are part of my platform, they made sure I didn't have to worry one single time about her busing for school, her lunch for school, or her after-school support. My worries was to maintain the home, make sure food is here, make sure her clothes was washed every Sunday, make sure all of these things are done. And that was what my job was, and we got it done. She finished the school year in a safe space. She didn't have to move up and down and change to change spaces. She excelled. She's now a reader. And this platform who prayed her up, who encouraged, when we do Vespers together and she sings and she recites her poem, Hey Little Black Girl. This platform supported. They supported. So, you asked me to apologize for something, and I ignored it because I didn't think I did anything wrong to anyone. Look at the videos that the individuals put out. And as I said, if you throw a lighted matches at this little spot, and this spot becomes a bigger spot, then a bigger spot. It's not. Nobody's looking at those that jumped on board and continued to push down. They're looking at you who started that fire. When we say things, as I always say, speak sweet words. Because when we speak sweet words, if we have to eat them tomorrow, it's okay because they're sweet. But when we push down and we belittle and we do what we do and it comes back, then don't blame people and don't try to call me a liar. I don't need to lie. I'm 65 years old. I don't need to lie. I don't need to. I give respect because I expect to get respect. If you don't respect me, that's fine. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to come. But I pointed out, I did respond to one of the persons. And I said, you started something that others piggybacked on. If you listen to her husband's speech, and more power to you, sir, I so totally respect you. So respect you. Because what you didn't do, you didn't disrespect me. You didn't call me a liar. You said maybe I didn't understand what the video said. I like that. You and I could have a conversation. You and I could sit and say, okay, let's look at the video again then. Let's see if what was said gave power to start something that shouldn't have been started. But when you come out and you call me a liar and then you said I should apologize, I will say again, apologies come from the heart. Apologies come when somebody understands that he or she did something wrong. That's what apologies are. And so I wish all of you well. I will hope, sir, that when you watch this, that you're going to watch this video in a nice, clean way. Understand the tone of my voice. And understand that I'm just explaining, not arguing, not putting anybody down. I'm not fighting. One person who came over on behalf of one of them, they found it necessary to look at my weight. One thing you have to learn is that if you don't understand what caused something, I have my weight, but I embrace who I am. I don't come in here, chaka and look like, I have my weight, but I take good care of myself. I carry myself with dignity. I carry myself with pride. When I teach in the school, I wear suits to school because I want to encourage my children to rise up and represent. Nobody knows who we are. All they see is a person. How we speak, how we carry ourselves is all that people know about us. They don't know our wealth, they don't know our education background unless we tell it to them. But when they look at us, they quickly form opinions because of what they see, because of what they hear. So as I'm thankful for the support, and as you said, you're going to share me out with your people, your positive people, the positive ones. And as I said, tell your wife to support to subscribe to my channel. And I will say it again. I am proud of who I am. I am proud of my family. I am thankful to God for every blessing He has bestowed upon us. I grew up poor girl. I think that's why I connect so well with Master Colas. I grew up in poverty. My dad died when I was 2 years old. 2 years, I cannot tell you if my father was tall, short, black, white. Well, I know he was a black African man because look at me. He was one of, But all joke aside, I didn't know my dad. When he passed away, they took him in the rural hills of St. Elizabeth, that little place called Springfield up there in St. Elizabeth. When I look back at where I ran for miles in the morning to get to the parochial road, to get from the parochial road to the main roadway, and to run the hills up to that school. There's a video there that one of my friends, Maurice Kingpin, if you go over to his channel and type in Springfield, Maurice Kingpin, he exposed Springfield to the world because I asked him to do a video for me to go back to my old school, and he did it. And so all those struggles, I said, when I was 14, I'm still running up those hills barefooted. One of the things that Granny never did was to take me out of school to go plant carrot or to go pick tomato or to go do. On the weekend, yes, on a Saturday, yeah, you put on your old clothes, them, your old pants, your old something them, and your old boot, water boot, no have no bottom sometimes, but you have it for protect your look of them, for protect them courage and them something that will bite up on your skin. And we go in and we help The man dig the corn hole and we drop we corn grain them. Then dig up the whatever, the Irish potato granny show you how to later make the eye them turn up, and we go in and we help. And we put things and we cover hole and we come home. But never took me out of school because she was big on education, and she said, girl, my grandpitney, we don't have nothing for you, but go get your education. When me passed my scholarship for high school, Granny looked upon me, she said, Miss Pitney, me can't. Even if me still have the cow, them and the goat, them the days, them you sell cow and goat and not much money. But she said, even if me sell little cow and goat them, me not have it. So me can't send you high school. Me never fight, me never say nothing. Me go on and me learn. And the education I got in that little primary school, Springfield Primary School, was powerful enough to when I got the chance to go to America, it took me through my first college. I majored in education, elementary education, and psychology. After that took me to my 4-year college, where I majored in behavioral science. And after that same foundation took me into my master's program, where I got my master's degree. So people don't need to sit down and say they can't do. You sit where you are, you build. You use the opportunities you have and you build. And we spend more time building than tearing down. We build. And when I had my children, and my husband decided to come here and get another woman pregnant, I didn't sit and cuss with him. I didn't sit and for him to call me any names that I would not be able to take. I said, sweetheart, I'm pregnant with my son. I said, pack and go. Pack and go. And my kids turned out well. They went to college. Everyone entered a college door. So I am a story sitting here that is telling you negatives doesn't have to master your life. We don't need to put down and push down. We just need to build and encourage. Whether you have a lot or you have a little, build and encourage. So when you come to this channel, don't come here to push me down. Don't come here to call me out my name. Don't come here and think that you're doing any good deed because I am not insecure. So don't come over here and threaten and do the foolish things you do. Learn to encourage. If you don't have a good word to say, don't say anything. You know, I was talking about how we should build instead of pushing down. That was my message. A lot of you lose the message because what you did, you just listened to your friend talk about, I lied on you. Oh, I lied on her. And you come over, you don't listen to the video and hear what the message was that I was talking about. But you come over and you tried. But listen, don't do that. So I'm going to close off all this conversation, all this talking. And I'm going to close it with a poem that I've recited many times. I'm going to do it again. And if you you're loving the channel and you want to be part of this, just find some time to watch the videos. As I said, I do my little dancing and my little to do when I do my weight loss journey. I did my t-shirts. I did so many things over in this little channel here. So if you have time when you do the playlist, a lot of my videos are listening videos. So you can put them on, do your cooking, do your stuff, and then give me a like. Press that thumbs up button. But just watch them and come over and join this MVP family. So for all of you who are in my hearing today, who will watch this video, some of you might be jumping on to watch it because you're waiting for negatives. I'm talking to DaddyGargon, a 70-year-old man filled with wisdom that he needs to use to guide and uplift and empower. I don't want name calling from you, sir. I want to love you and respect you. I want, when I say your name, it is sweet to my tongue. I want you to be one of my MVP family members. And this is Desiderata. And this is a text from this author, Max Herman, and it was written in 1927. And it says thus: Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble it is. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Be yourself. Especially, do not feign affection. Let me say that again. Be yourself. Especially, do not feign or do not fake affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Here today, gone tomorrow. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of the spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and your aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet, and just know that over here I absolutely appreciate you. And so, go with God.